Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been keeping an eye on the AFC East lately, you know that things are heating up in a way we haven't seen in a long time. The division, which has historically been a battleground with the Patriots, Dolphins, Jets, and the Bills, is now on the cusp of a serious shake-up. And the latest whispers, the kind that start rippling through NFL circles, point to a potential blockbuster trade that could redefine the Bills' offensive firepower and their chances of clinching that coveted Super Bowl. We're talking about the possibility of the Tennessee Titans unloading a key piece, Calvin Ridley, who, believe it or not, is stirring up quite the buzz among NFL insiders and fans alike. Now, I know what you're thinking. Ridley with the Bills, that's a game changer, right? And you're not wrong. But let's unpack this a bit, because this isn't just about one player. It's about a strategic move that could reshape the Bills' entire offensive identity and even shift the balance of power in the AFC. First, to understand the significance of this possible trade, we need to look at Ridley himself. Calvin Ridley, now 30 years old and coming from Alabama, has been a player who's always flashed immense potential. Remember, he's a former Pro Bowler, that's a big deal in the NFL, and he's shown flashes of being an elite receiver, especially in 2023. Last season, he caught 16 passes for 290 yards on 38 targets, averaging 1 yards per reception, which ranks him among the top deep-threat receivers in the league. While he didn't score any touchdowns in 2023, Ridley's impact isn't just about touchdowns. It's about the vertical stretch he provides, the ability to take the top off defenses and create big plays that can shift momentum in a heartbeat. His deep yards per reception, which sit at 19 yards, coupled with a 57.9% catch rate and a 46.2% deep conversion rate, that's among the best in the league, make him a weapon that teams have to game plan around. What's fascinating about Ridley is his career stats: 486 receptions for nearly 0 yards and 47 touchdowns over 85 games. That's a resume that screams playmaker, especially when you consider his 2024 season, where he managed 60 catches for 911 yards and 3 touchdowns. Despite a hamstring injury that sidelined him for part of 2024, Ridley's speed and explosiveness are still very much intact. And that's key, because speed is his calling card. His air yards per game in 2024 was 78.7 yards, which shows his ability to stretch the field, and his overall yards after catch, YAC, of 2 yards per reception indicates he can turn short gains into bigger gains, adding extra layers to the Bills' offensive threat. Now let's talk about the Titans side of things. Tennessee, currently sitting at 1-5, is clearly in a rebuild mode. Their roster, especially on the offensive line, has some issues. They're ranked 24th in pass blocking grade by PFF, allowing 59.4% of their pass plays to be pressured or sacked. That's a problem, especially when you're trying to develop a young quarterback or maximize the potential of your offensive weapons. The Titans are essentially sellers at this point, looking to unload assets to rebuild and draft for the future. Ridley, given his production and age, could be a prime trade target, especially with teams like the Bills looking to bolster their WR core. And bolster they do. The Bills, after a 4-2 start, have been showing that their aerial attack is one of the best in the league, ranking 11th in passing yards with over 397 yards. But they're also a team that's always looking to elevate their game, especially post-Palmer's ankle injury, which has left a gap in their vertical passing game. Having Ridley on the field could fill that void perfectly. Think about it pairing him with Khalil Shakir, who's been quietly impressive with a PFF grade of 74.2, creates a dynamic duo capable of stretching defenses and opening up more opportunities for Josh Allen. Allen's deep passing game, which is already potent with an average of 1 yards per attempt, could see a significant boost. If Ridley joins, projections suggest the Bills could hit around 850 receiving yards from him alone, with the potential for big plays to increase by approximately 18%. That's not just incremental, that's seismic. And it's not just about raw yardage. Ridley's addition could elevate the Bills' overall offensive efficiency. Their third down conversion rate, which has been hovering around 37%, could improve as defenses find it harder to double-team or bracket Shakir and Ridley. On the red zone, the Bills are averaging about 1.5 touchdowns per game, but with Ridley's ability to make contested catches, his contested catch rate of 46.2%, and his knack for YAC, they could see that number rise to over 2 touchdowns per game. Imagine the scenarios where Allen finds Ridley in tight coverage and trusts him to make a play. Those explosive moments could become more frequent, especially with Ridley's top 20 deep conversion rate indicating he's a specialist in the vertical game. But it's not just about individual stats. The Bills' offense, which ranks first in run yards per game at 4.9 YA and has a total rushing tally of 906 yards, is already balanced, but adding a receiver like Ridley could make them even more unpredictable. Opposing defenses would have to account for his deep threat, which could open up running lanes for the Bills' backfield or create more space underneath for Shakir and other receivers. The Bills' time of possession could get a boost too, with their offensive drives becoming longer and more sustained, helping them control the pace of the game, a crucial factor in playoff football. Now, let's look at the bigger picture for the Bills. Their Super Bowl odds have shifted recently, moving from plus 3,500 to plus 2,200, which indicates the betting community's growing confidence in their championship chances. But adding a player like Ridley would be a statement move, one that could push those odds even further and solidify their standing as serious contenders. The key is how quickly he can integrate into their system. With the connection already established in the NFL, Ridley's familiarity with the league and his skill set could make the transition smoother than most expect. And don't forget, this move wouldn't just be about the regular season. It's about positioning themselves for a deep playoff run. Ridley's X factor, his ability to make explosive plays, could be the difference maker in high-stakes games, especially in the AFC where defenses are tough and every yard counts. His top 20 YAC versus zone coverage would be instrumental in moving the chains in critical moments, giving Allen and the Bills a reliable target when it matters most. And pair that with the duo of Shakir and the rest of the receiving core, and suddenly the Bills' aerial attack rivals the best in the league. This potential trade could generate the kind of offensive firepower that reminds everyone why Buffalo is a perennial Super Bowl contender. But what about the Titans' perspective? Well, they're in a full rebuild, and unloading Ridley could be part of that strategy. They're looking to draft offensive linemen, given their current PFF grade of 59. 4 in the 24 sacks allowed this season. The addition of Shavers, who's been in the mix but with minimal stats, suggests they're looking for depth, not immediate impact. Their offense, which is averaging just 18.4 points per game, needs a complete overhaul. Sending Ridley to a team like the Bills not only helps their rebuild, but also gives Ridley a fresh start where he can thrive on a competitive team. So, what does this all mean for the Bills? It's about taking that next step. They've already shown they're a playoff-caliber team, but adding Ridley could be the final piece to their puzzle. His ability to stretch the field, create big plays, and elevate the offense to new heights makes this a move worth watching. It's about leveraging their current momentum, their young quarterback Josh Allen, and their talented supporting cast to finally make that deep playoff push and perhaps even chase that elusive Lombardi trophy. In the grand scheme of things, this potential trade underscores how aggressive the Bills are willing to be in their pursuit of greatness. They're not content with just making the playoffs. They want to contend for championships, and adding a player like Ridley signals just that. The AFC is tough, no doubt, but with the right pieces, Buffalo could be setting themselves up for a historic run. The whispers are growing louder, the trade rumors are heating up, and fans are buzzing with anticipation. The next few weeks could be pivotal. We're on the brink of seeing a team that's already dangerous get even more lethal, and I, for one, can't wait to see how this story unfolds. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YOUTUBE algorithm to keep recommending the latest Buffalo Bills news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this potential move? Do you believe Ridley would be the missing piece that propels Buffalo into serious Super Bowl contention? Or do you think the price might be too steep and there are better options out there? Drop your thoughts in the comments below because your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills. Remember, this is a community, a family of passionate fans who are always hungry for the latest updates and insights. And don't forget, I'll be back very soon with more breaking news, analysis, and updates, so stay tuned for everything Buffalo Bills. We're on the edge of something big, and I can't wait to see how it all unfolds. Thanks for being part of this journey, and as always, go Bills.